Today we're going to talk about the word intersection, or intersection, right? And here we have a map of an intersection, the intersection of Mac and Vernier. So you're familiar with the word intersection, and an intersection is where two things cross, right? An intersection is where two lines cross for us. So where two lines cross. It's really where anything crosses, but we're going to do lines and planes. I'll just use the word lines. So when you have two lines and they cross, what's the shape that they cross in? You're right, two lines cross in a point. So for example, here we have line AC and line BD. And where do those two lines cross? You're right, they cross at point E. So here we have a picture with got lots of lines on it, and we're going to give you two lines, and we're just going to say where do they cross? AC and AG. So you can just trace those. There's AC, there's AG. Where do those two lines cross? Well, they cross at point A. It's an A. Make that look a little bit better there. There's an A. Sorry. A. No, it doesn't want to do it. A. Oh. Do it with my finger. A. Okay. The next one here, AF and BE. Where's AF? That's this one. And then BE is this one. Didn't do that very well, but I believe that those cross at point G. I'm going to erase this. I can start again. DF and BG. Let's see. Here's DF. Here's BG. Do you agree that those cross at point E? Good. AC and CF. Here's AC. Here's CF. Those cross at C. Now I noticed something. I noticed that those two lines both had the letter C in them, and that's where they crossed. And if you look back here, these two lines both had A in them, and that's where they crossed. So if they ever share a letter, like here I see AD and DF, I automatically know it's going to be D. I can check. So here's AD and here's DF, and sure enough, they cross at D. The last one here has a star by it, so AC and DF. So I'm going to actually write those out. AC is here and DF is there. Do those lines look like they cross? They do not, and so that's why you see that star there. Those are lines that never cross. And we have a name for lines that never cross, and it's called parallel lines. And you probably learned about parallel lines back in elementary school, that lines that never cross. But now I'm going to add this word to the definition, coplanar lines that never cross, meaning they're in the same plane. They're both in the plane of my paper, and they never cross. That's going to make more sense to us later, but we're going to just leave that there for now. Now we're going to do planes, and planes are a little trickier. Two planes actually cross in a line. Two planes cross in a line. So this line here, line A, I'm just going to call it line A, is where the shaded plane and the clear plane cross. That can be tricky to see. I could have also called it line WQ or FW or something like that, but it was easier for me to just call it line A. So in this picture, I've got a shaded plane here, right? This is kind of this shaded plane here, and then I've got the two clear planes. And we're going to name them with letters, like plane man is this plane. Where does that cross plane SAR, which is the shaded plane? And I believe that's going to cross right here at AB, right? AB is where those two planes cross. PCQ, now that's this shaded plane. Where does that cross the shaded plane? That's going to be right there at CD. Notice I'm putting line symbols above, right? Because it's really the whole line where these planes cross. And then here this is saying where do these clear line planes cross, like this plane and this plane. Those planes never cross. So those are parallel planes, planes that never cross. Planes that never cross. Call him back. Here, talk to him. Planes that never cross. Okay, a few other questions here on the bottom. One is with this picture. The intersection of planes X and plane Y is going to be right here. And that's going to be line AB, the whole line AB. And how many points are in that intersection is infinite. There are an infinite number of points on that line. The last thing here is just a picture, and we're kind of describing the picture. So this picture here looks like a plane crossing a line, or you could say a line crossing a plane, and they cross at a point, right? The line and the plane cross there at that point. Versus in this picture, the line is kind of part of the plane. The line is part of the plane. And they would cross at the infinite number of points that are on the plane. Here, this line is floating above the plane, so the line is parallel to the plane, and they never cross, right? There's no intersection. And the last one here, this has several planes, right? Several planes here. And these planes are all intersecting at a line. It's hard to see, but this is 3 planes crossing at a line. 3 planes crossing at a line. Oops. At a line. I'll just have to write it over there. So it's familiarizing yourself with all these different pictures of where lines cross and where planes cross, intersections.